April 11th, 1241. The banks of the Sajó River in Hungary. Europe stands at the edge of the abyss. On one side, the proud feudal host of the Kingdom of Hungary, thousands of heavy knights confident behind their fortified camp and guarded stone bridge. On the other, the most feared military machine in human history, the Mongol Empire. Commanding them is Subutai, a tactical mastermind who has conquered half the world. King Béla IV believes his massive army is untouchable, but Subutai does not fight fair. He rewrites the rules of warfare. Under the cover of darkness, the deadly trap begins to close. This is a clash of titans, the heavy collision of European steel and unstoppable Mongol composite bows. The fate of Central Europe hangs by a thread. This is the Battle of Mohi. To understand how Hungary ended up in this lethal trap, we must go back to the spring of 1241. Mongol forces split into vast tactical columns under Batu Khan and Subutai, swept through Poland and the Carpathians with terrifying speed. King Béla IV summoned the Hungarian noble host to Pest, assembling roughly 30,000 troops, one of the largest heavy cavalry forces in Western Christendom. Yet, internal divisions paralyzed the kingdom. The Hungarian nobles distrusted their king and grossly underestimated their nomadic foes. Seeing the Mongol advance, Béla marched east toward the Sajó River, seeking a decisive clash. On the plain of Mohi, his commanders made a fatal choice. They encircled their entire army inside a dense ring of heavy supply wagons, creating a giant timber fortification. To the Hungarians, it felt impregnable. To Subutai, it was a massive cage waiting to be locked. Night of April 10th. A captured deserter reveals critical news. The Mongols plan a night assault on the Sajó stone bridge. Prince Koloman and Archbishop Ugrin lead a heavy vanguard to the river, surprising a small Mongol force and securing the bridge in a bloody clash. Believing the river safe, Koloman leaves a small guard and returns to camp to celebrate. But it is a deadly distraction. While Hungarian attention is locked on the bridge, Subutai executes his master stroke. A few miles south, under complete darkness, Mongol troops build an improvised pontoon bridge through freezing marshes. At dawn, Batu Khan deploys giant catapults to rain heavy stones and fiery naphtha pots onto the bridge guards, one of the earliest uses of field artillery in European history. The trap is about to spring. As the sun climbs, the horror truly begins. The bombardment is relentless. Giant stones, fired from Mongol trebuchets, crush the Hungarian bridge guards. Fire, the dreaded naphtha, consumes their defenses. But the bridge was just the beginning. Panic erupts in the Hungarian camp. They realize they are not facing a small raiding party, but the entire Mongol Tumon. As the Hungarians scramble to organize their lines, they find themselves surrounded. The wagon fort, intended to be their salvation, becomes their tomb. Outside, the Mongol horse archers maintain a deadly, disciplined rain of arrows, systematically picking off any knight who dares to sally out. Subutai has achieved the impossible. He has bottled up the largest army in Central Europe in a wooden cage. The invincible feudal host is now effectively paralyzed. Inside the ring of fire, order completely breaks down. But then, an unexpected lifeline appears. To the west, the Mongol encirclement seems to open up. A clear corridor leads away from the slaughter, back toward the city of Pest. Believing God has granted them a miracle, thousands of Hungarian soldiers drop their heavy shields and armor, rushing through the gap in a desperate bid to save their lives. But Subutai does not make tactical errors. The opening is a deadly trick, a psychological masterstroke designed to prevent a fight to the death. As the disarmed, exhausted soldiers scatter across miles of muddy marshes and open plains, the Mongol heavy cavalry lying in ambush strikes. What follows is no longer a battle. It is a relentless, organized hunt across 30 miles of Hungarian countryside. For 30 miles along the road to Pest, the Hungarian retreat becomes a catastrophe. The Mongols do not press from behind. They ride alongside the fleeing columns, continuously unleashing relentless barrages of arrows into the defenseless crowd. Virtually the entire military and religious elite of the kingdom perishes in these marshes. Archbishop Ugrin falls in the mud. Prince Koloman, severely wounded, manages to break through with a small escort, only to succumb to his injuries shortly after. Meanwhile, King Béla IV flees into the dense forests of the Carpathians, pursued relentlessly by Mongol scout units. By nightfall, the royal army of Hungary has ceased to exist. Over 20,000 European soldiers lie dead, and the gateway to Central Europe is left completely unguarded. News of the annihilation at Mohi sends shockwaves across Western Europe. With the main Hungarian field army completely destroyed, the Mongols advance rapidly to Pest, taking the unfortified settlement and establishing control over everything east of the Danube. For the remainder of 1241, Batu Khan consolidates his hold on the conquered realm. In the Holy Roman Empire and Rome, leaders are paralyzed. Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II and Pope Gregory IX, locked in a bitter political dispute, fail to organize a unified crusade. Western Europe watches in absolute terror, bracing for what seems like an inevitable total conquest. When winter arrives and the Danube freezes solid, Mongol cavalry crosses into Western Hungary. Yet, just as the road to Vienna and Western Europe lies completely open, an unexpected event thousands of miles away in Karakorum radically alters the course of history. In December 1241, usage Khan, the supreme ruler of the Mongol Empire, dies in Karakorum. According to Yasa law, all Jinggisid princes, including Batu, must immediately halt their military operations and return to Mongolia to elect a new great Khan. Subutai reluctantly orders a full withdrawal. The Mongol armies pack their camps, turn eastward, and march out of Hungary, leaving behind a shattered realm that lost over 15% of its population. Yet, King Béla IV survived. Returning to his ruined land, he initiated sweeping military reforms, constructing hundreds of stone castles and heavily arming infantry. Decades later, when the Mongols returned, Hungary stood impenetrable. The blood spilled at the Sajó River reshaped European warfare forever. The Battle of Mohi was more than just a military defeat. It was a profound trauma that permanently altered the geopolitical landscape of Central Europe. The complete annihilation of the Hungarian field army demonstrated the absolute obsolescence of traditional European feudal warfare against the terrifying efficiency of the Mongol war machine. While the sudden death of usage Khan ultimately saved Western Europe from a full-scale invasion, Hungary paid a terrible price, losing a massive portion of its population. The catastrophe forces European leaders to radically reconsider their strategies. King Béla's subsequent construction of stone castles became a blueprint for future defense, successfully halting later Mongol incursions. Mohi remains a stark, historically accurate testament to both human arrogance and tactical genius on a catastrophic scale. The legacy of the Sajó River still echoes today,